She was the girl with bright eyes who made people in America believe in magic again. She made hearts and news on America's Got Talent with just a puppet, a song, and her soft Oklahoma accent. But now, after 8 years, that dream has turned into a fight. She became famous on the same stage that is now the site of a nasty court case. The name on the claim has shocked everyone. For years, Darci smiled even though he was tired and did everything right. He was always thankful and friendly. It was nice to laugh, but there was a heavy silence that held things she could never say. At age 20, she has finally spoken out. In court papers that came out in 2024, she says that one of the most powerful victims of abuse and mental harm in the show. The girl who used to talk with dolls can now finally talk on her own. The rise of a child star. Darci Lynn Farmer was born in Oklahoma City on October 12, 2004, a city that is very different from the bright lights of Hollywood. The girl's parents, Clark and Misty Farmer, said she was a quiet, polite, and highly reflective child. She loved to sing around the house and would often do shows for her boys. She was too shy to do anything, though. She was scared to think about being on stage. She got away by singing. But she hid because she was afraid of being seen until a church talent show changed everything. At age 10, Darci found out ventriloquism, an art that is going out, gave her voice a new place to live. By hiding behind her dolls, she could say what she wanted to say without having to look at the crowd directly. She still had control of the stage. Seeing Terry Feeder, the Las Vegas talent who won America's Got Talent in 2007, gave her ideas. She thought that if he could do it, she might be able to too. With the help of her parents, she started training seriously with young ventriloquist Lisa Bonaquisti as her teacher. Lisa helped her control her tone, timing, and character, which made Darci feel more sure of herself. Her commitment was crazy. She worked out in front of the mirror for hours, getting better at not moving her lips while she spoke, sang, and breathed. 2014 was the first big step for her. That year, she won the Mini Miss title in the International Cinderella Grant Program. In the same year, she sang at events and talent shows in her area. People in the crowd were amazed that a child holding a puppet could have such a strong singing voice. After 2 years, she went on Little Big Shots and sang "I Want to Be a Cowboy Sweetheart" with her cowboy puppet Katie. The video clip got millions of views as it went viral on the internet. The shy girl from Oklahoma became the talk of morning shows and talent agents all of a sudden. To handle all the travel and events, her parents started teaching her at home full-time. She made the biggest move of her life when she tried out for Season 12 of America's Got Talent in 2017. She did Summertime with her rabbit puppet, Petunia, and the crowd and judges were speechless. The tape quickly became the most watched audition in AGT history. Melby hit the golden buzzer, which sent her straight to the live shows. Simon Cowell called her a talent that will only come around once in a lifetime. America made her its youngest star when she won the contest that September. But for Darci, it was just the start of a story that got much more difficult than anyone thought. When Darci Lynn won America's Got Talent in 2017, the cheers from behind the scenes seemed to never end. She became one of the most famous young singers in the country overnight, a sign of ability that is pure and good. When the cameras stopped rolling, though, the real world came back. The girl with the doll was no longer just a contestant. It was one of the most powerful entertainment machines on TV that made her. She was already the main act on her own show, Darci Lynn and Friends Live, by December of that year. 5 small shows in the area turned into a rapid tour of 52 cities. The tickets were gone in seconds. People lined up outside of theaters to see her, and the media called her America's New Sweetheart. She was going to be on The Today Show, the Grand Ole Opry, and Christmas in Rockefeller Center. Then there was Darci Lynn's My Hometown Christmas on NBC in 2018, which had stars like Pentatonix, Toby Keith, and with Kristen Chenoweth. It was an unbelievable rise for a girl who had just turned 13. Darci's life was out of control behind the scenes, though. She was still trying to finish schoolwork on planes by learning patterns between interviews and smiling even though she was tired. Everything about her, including her clothes, hair, voice, and even the words she said to her puppets, was watched and approved. A tour worker said she felt like a child stuck in an adult's routine. People told her how lucky she was whenever she whined. When her relationship with the judges changed, it made her feelings even worse. Even though Simon Cowell still praised her in public, Mel B, who had once backed her with the golden buzzer, became distant. Production rumors say that important behind the scenes. Even when they looked funny on camera, some scenes were actually tense. As Darci joked through her doll, "So guys, what part of what I'm singing do you not understand?" Like always, you just stand there with your lips shut. People in the crowd laughed, but sources said it was more of a confession than a comedy. By 2023, Darci had come back to AGT Fantasy League to try to start over. She left the dolls behind, grabbed a guitar, and sang by herself. Simon said she was brave, but some people thought her act made her lose her charm. Darci felt invisible on the stage that had made her famous as a child for the first time since she was a kid. It was the breaking point. She looked like everyone else was on that stage but herself. The choice to go to court didn't happen overnight. It started with quiet anger, meetings being called off, not being able to have creative control, and feedback she wasn't supposed to hear. Darci had always been kind, efficient, and eager to make every person happy. But being told for years to smile more and do what works for her started to damage her. She told a friend in early 2024 that she felt used and unnoticed. She was stuck in her childhood as a ventriloquist and wanted to grow up. She wanted to write her own songs and be known as a singer instead. But when people tried to talk about her direction, one judge was said to have made fun of them. Leaked papers later used in entertainment media say that the judge made said things that made her feel bad about herself and her mental health. By the middle of 2024, Darci's lawyers had made a complaint, saying that the client was mistreated emotionally and professionally. The public didn't know the judge's name, but people familiar with the case said it might have been someone she had once looked up to and respected, but now was competing with her. The claim said the person was verbally harassing, threatening, and interfering with their job. Fans were shocked. How could the nice, quiet girl from Oklahoma be in court with a worldwide franchise? It didn't come as a surprise to people who knew her story. She seemed innocent, but she was really a young woman who had been refused respect for a long time. "I used to feel so lazy," she said in a short speech. Interview in the fall of that year. "Now I'm ready to confront what hurt me." Those words quickly spread on social networks. For many, Darci's case was not a sign of defiance but of taking back who they are. It wasn't a money case. To get her voice back, she sued. It was the first time she used it loudly. How the incidents at AGT changed things. Darci's case didn't come up by itself. Behind America's Got Talent's image of being fun and exciting, there was a disturbing trend that was getting worse. A number of contestants and crew members have voiced worries over the years about safety, treatment, and emotional abuse. What shocked everyone the most, though, was when trick performer during AGT Extreme Practice, Jonathan Goodwin, almost died. Goodwin, who is known for his amazing escapes, was hanging upside down between two cars while he tried to get out of a straitjacket before the cars hit each other. The stunt was a terrible fail. The cars crashed too soon, caught fire, and crushed him before the safety team could do anything. The outcome was terrible. 3rd-D burns, broken legs, broken shoulder blades, a lost kidney, and being paralyzed from the waist down for life. His job was over. In 2022, Goodwin sued Marathon Productions, saying that AGT was very careless and didn't take enough safety precautions. His lawyers said that the show put entertainment over people's safety. It wasn't a mistake. It was a failure of the system. In the same year, there was another case. This one is against Tyra Banks, who used to host American Idol. It was filed by a mother named Jane Doe. It said that Banks hurt her young daughter physically and mentally while the movie was being filmed. Banks is said to have pulled the child's hair, shook her shoulders, and said mean things about how the girl was an accident while she was singing a family song. The family said they were emotionally hurt. In 2018, there was the case of 79-year-old wheelchair user Maureen Allen, who was killed without a proper cause of action. Her family said that AGT's production blocked steps for disabled people at the Pasadena Civic Auditorium, which made her wheelchair flip over. She had a deadly hip fracture and a stroke a few weeks later. By 2024, these cases painted a very scary picture. There was a dark side to the world's most famous talent show. Darci's case was no longer just about him. It had to do with a bigger question about who was responsible. How many hopes had to be dashed before someone spoke up?